Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of the OC16, the Hua episode, where last week we were a little bit too ambitious. Our egos guided us towards doing all 11 of the staff at once in one episode, and it would have been 2 hours, so that was aggressive. This week we are toning it back a bit and continuing exactly from where we left off. How are you this week, Miko?
Still the same week. We're wearing
They don't
the
know
same
that.
clothes. We're wearing the same clothes. Bloopers.
I'm dying. Okay.
Oh my god. The shadow is the same on my wall.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna start it again.
No, that was good up to that point. I'm crying.
Okay, I got it. Okay, okay fine. It is the same week. I'm just gonna roll with it.
I can't.
We haven't laughed this much since like the first episode. That's so good. Okay, fine. You found us out. It is the same week. We, again, just got a little over exuberant. I'm sorry I asked you how you're doing and tried to make it like it's a different week. It's literally the same day. Well then, I was just trying to be nice and be pleasant and keep the intro the same. But guys, we're just gonna hop right in. Back to where the last episode ended and this one's starting, and just go in. Enjoy. I'm gonna do one more generator, and then I have a bunch of projectors front of house, but I want to make a different point about that. So let's go to T really quick. So what's funny about T is that his favorite shift is the one that he does by himself with me. So T is a 6'2" sacral generator with the left angle cross of individualism. So his literal favorite shift is a Friday lunch where it's basically just him doing all of the things and me there to support, which I think is really funny. He's actually one of the only ones who brings in the 50-27 energy. So I think that that's also very interesting. Not the rest of the team, I don't believe, had any 50-27 within this. And then he also has the 51 and the 3 as far as the Wa energy goes. But yeah, I just think that I just thought it was really funny that a person with so much individualism likes their solo shift.
Yeah, and he's a wide split. I don't think you're bridging it. I just tried to see if you're bridging it, but yeah, you're not bridging it, but you're giving that willpower. And he has 3 channels, 3 gates defined in the Penta. So 2 of them are unconscious, and he only has a 13th that is consciously defined. He does have the 59-27, so he could also be working in large group dynamics, which I find very interesting, that he's someone that prefers small group dynamics, or actually just one-on-one with you. And he's someone that is, with the 50-27, he's more in the logical aspect of things when it comes to large group organizations. However, him as an individual, he has the 1156, so he's someone that actually expresses his thoughts and ideas from a storytelling perspective. So he has it in Mercury, 11.1, and 11.2 in Venus, and then he has the 56 in unconscious Saturn. And he also has the 11.1 in Pluto, conscious Pluto. So there's a lot of 11th gate activation, a lot of this. Like he's probably someone that has the desire to travel or experience things, and then to share these experiences with others. So I don't know if this is something that comes out, but this is definitely in his chart.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of oversharing to someone who is his boss. There's a lot of oversharing.
Interesting. And he's got the left angle cross of individualism. Now I know who it is. Because I only have the
also
ABCs, so I don't really know who everyone is most of the times, but I do remember now who it is because he shares my cross. And he is someone that is definitely going to grow into himself. He's not there yet. He needs quite a bit of experiences still. He's still very young, so he's still in the having life bump into him phase, in the third line phase of the sixth line, a 6-2. So he can probably also very much relate to that aspect within you as well. And then that's why he feels comfortable. He has the 13th gate as well. So, yeah.
Honestly, understanding everyone's design has given me so much more empathy and understanding for the team, right? Okay, so we've gone through all of the front of house generators at this point. These people, I've found, can work 5 days a week, no problem. I have 4 projectors front of house, and I can understand when they're like, after a shift, they're like, dude, I'm done. I can't. I'm like, yes, I understand you and your lack of sacral energy. I get it. So let's start with H. For the longest time, I thought H was another manifester, and I was just like, is that why? Is that why what's happening here? Anyway, found out H is a projector, a 2-4 emotional projector, and totally makes sense. So undefined head, undefined ajna, throat and G center defined through the 1333, open ego center, open sacral center, undefined splenic center, and then defined root and emotional center. So as far as the Wa energy goes, we got a bit of the 25, the 2, and the 60 energy. But yeah, what's interesting is as one of my main servers, I can see that this person's energy changes depending on who the co-server is, right? If H and P are working together, game changer. If it's H and T working together, I need an extra human there. If it's H and one of the other projectors I have on the team, so that's A, L2, and N, I need another human. It is wild, the differentiation and the different energies that come into play.
Ah, she's the cross of the Sphinx. Okay, because I was just looking, she could have also been, no, she couldn't have, the vessel of love, but she has a lot of G center activation. So she's the cross of the Sphinx. She is someone that is good at guiding others, and she's a projector, so that's not what I'm referring to. I'm really referring to the right angle cross of the Sphinx, where she can gather the information from others. She's got the full 3313 channel, and then she can point them into a direction. She can listen to them, she can absorb it. And she also has a lot of creative energy. She's got the first and the second gate in this cross. But she doesn't have a way to share her creativity per se. So even if she's a very creative individual, she still needs other people to be able to market herself in that sense. So if she's in a Penta, she does have quite a bit of energy there that would be interesting to a Penta. She has a full channel, and as you have mentioned, she only has a few gates in the larger corporation. So in this case, I would also see her more in the Penta. As a projector, you are known to work best one-on-one, But that is also not always the case. So because she has so much Penta energy, she is actually also able to work in small groups, as we can see in the restaurant atmosphere. She has a completely open sacral and ego, so that can lead to her being a bit insecure, not knowing that she really is good enough, like feeling like she isn't good enough in certain areas. And she also doesn't have awareness of life force energy as much as someone that would at least have one gate. At least this would give her some kind of an insight into the sacral. It would also create a bias. So it will also, if you have an undefined center and only one gate coming out, it does create a bias. But if you don't have any gates coming from that center, it can create a longer time for you to understand what that energy is about. She has the 60th and the second gate pointing towards the sacral, which would be the elements that she also maybe feels like she's lacking. She also has the 10th gate that could potentially point to the 34, but it could also potentially point to the 57th gate, to the spleen. So yeah, those are three elements that I would look into if she feels low on energy. When she feels low on energy, what can we do to support her and to make her feel better?
Let's go to A. So another projector. This is a 3-5 self-projected projector. This hire was straight off of vibes. I was like, dude, love your energy. Yes, want you here for sure. I didn't know why, I didn't know what, but this person brings such awesome insights into things. Has gained really good server skills, but brings such awesome insights that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. I wouldn't have experienced otherwise. Is also a graphic designer by trade, so like that's really cool, like a very interesting eye for detail in that capacity. Has the 6 and the 27 as far as the Wa energy goes, and as well as the 14. Yeah, very interesting human. And again, this person works very well with P. P just brings out the go, 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 and then I notice, though, when any of the projectors are working with P and it's just them, they are done by the end of the night. They are burnt out, have no capacity left. So oftentimes I will have P do like the closing and I'll have the projectors leave early. It just happens to be that way because P has this like Energizer Bunny energy and can go until later.
Very interesting. Yeah, I wonder if this is well, she in her conscious aspect is a reflector. In her unconscious, however, she still has the same definitions because she's got the 1333 unconsciously defined and she's got the 6124 unconsciously defined. So there's a huge gap between the ajna and the throat. The full channel is needed to complete that. But you do have some in your team to provide her with that connection. And she may not have been fully aware of her defined centers because they're unconsciously defined. Well, because of this 6124 channel, she does have the capacity to receive downloads, which is very interesting because the ajna and the head are defined. So the inspiration comes from inside of her. However, because her consciousness is undefined in the ajna and the head and completely open for that matter, she can still receive quite a few downloads and insights. And I would say in this instance, she's someone that receives that in her conscious state of being. So it's a mix. So I would, for someone like that, I would actually recommend being in some form of a mindfulness meditation. So she's fully awake and aware, but she's entering a certain meditative state. This can be through movement, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But it is definitely something that maybe it's while driving, for example, because you kind of enter into some kind of a semi-state. I know some people won't like me to say that because when you're driving, you should be fully aware. But I get such inspiration while driving. But it can also be while serving, or it can be while doing tasks that she's receiving these insights as well. Or designing. Yeah, she's a designer.
All right, so next up is N. This person kind of goes between front and back of house. Actually, these next two people kind of go between front and back of house, so I think this will be a really good transition. So N is a 6'2" splenic projector. I can feel when this person comes into work and they're in a funky mood immediately. And then the complete opposite is like, I can feel when this person is so on it, so in it. And I transitioned this person from back of house to front of house based solely off of vibes. And now looking at this person's chart, I'm like, dude, 100%. He has the 2644 and can literally sell anything to anybody and is so charismatic in the way that he does it. He'll be like, welcome to Napoli Centrale, and like just sell the shit out of whatever he's selling. Homeboy didn't even know the menu, literally just threw him out there on the floor. Gotta love a good 6'2", and on a Saturday night nonetheless, and handled all of his tables like a pro and was energized by it. And I think that that's different, right? There's a bit more sacral activation in his chart than in the last two projectors we just looked at. So I think that there's a lot to do with it there, especially when he's in a team dynamic. But it's just so interesting to see that some people are drained energetically by being in large groups versus some people are empowered by being in large groups. And this dude just brings vibes, all the vibes. So as far as the wa goes, he brings the 21, the 14, as well as the 59. And up until this point, the only other person who brings the ego onto the team. Otherwise, it was only me, man. So much willpower. So much willpower.
Yeah, I think you covered, I mean, of course, by far not everything, but I think for our purpose at the moment, I think that's a good overview of this individual. And your choice was, I would say, right, because yes, with having such a marketing channel, with him feeling grounded, physically grounded into the 44th gate, and then having Pluto 26-1 and conscious Pluto 26-3 and unconscious Pluto, yeah, that sounds like a good person to be in the marketing of the restaurant. And also small groups. I mean, when you're in front of the restaurant approaching people, these are small groups. You're approaching couples, you're approaching families, sometimes even individuals. But his success is most likely with 3 to 5 people. Maybe even as well with couples. Yeah, couples would also work. So that's how he's bringing people in, I would assume. I would find it very interesting to see if he's bringing in individuals, because I feel like it's more of a couples, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people.
I have to see him in action again. I've literally only had him on the floor once. But after that, I was like, dude, I need you up here because you're amazing. The one thing I think is interesting, though, is that his G center is completely open. So the leadership direction piece really comes from the team around him. So I think that that's very interesting.
Yeah, and you having a positive atmosphere in that place is also super important for him. If it's a low atmosphere at any day, he's not going to function as well.
So I noticed with this individual, I had him on server, thrived. Had him on as like an all-arounder, like bussing tables, less interaction in those small groups, did not thrive. So I think that that's also really interesting. And I noticed that he was more tired after that shift than the day when he was a server. So it's just really interesting to see those dynamics in place.
Yeah, well, what do I want to do? What is right for me? That's his ego. He needs to that's the only power he has, so he needs to follow that. In the moment. I mean, that could change.
I get it. I can relate.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is a super fast instinct. So, best thing with this individual is maybe to even I mean, it's a projector, but it's maybe to even ask, hey, do you feel like working front or back today? Because his intuition is in the now. It's yeah. Or in front of the restaurant, inside of the restaurant. What do you feel?
I'm going to approach that for next weekend because I have some flexibility in the schedule for next weekend. So I might approach him with that and see what he wants to do. I feel like that could be a really cool way to do it.
I think so.
Empowerment.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to do one more front/back of house person and then kind of roll through the back of house people because two of their birthdays are accurate, their birth times. I told them to ask their moms. They did not ask their moms. So back of house is a little bit potentially off, but I think it can also be important to go through those. So let's go through L2 real quick, and then we'll swing back a house. L2 also brings heart into the equation. This person is a 2/4 emotional generator and doesn't love peopling. So I find that so interesting. This is the only 2 line that I have as a sometimes server and does not like peopling. Like, it's very overwhelmed by peopling, which I think is really interesting. So this person has the 214 and the 659 as far as the Wa energy goes. But with this person's incarnation cross, the right angle cross of planning, the organization that comes with that, having 3 arrows pointing left. Oh my God. Can I tell you, as a dishy, probably one of the best dishwashers. The attention to detail, the scrubby downiness of everything. Perfection, absolute perfection. And the generator energy to do it all. Even frickin' better. Might I suggest not hiring a projector or a manifester as a dishwasher? We'll do it. It's going to be rough, but we'll do it. But yeah, so it's very interesting seeing this person in 2 different roles. And the less stress this person feels in a solo environment versus the high stress this person feels in a customer-facing environment. It's just interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yes. A 2/4 profile. I mean, we all know the second line is prone to hermiting if they don't get called out. The 4th line, however, often not as widely known, but the 4th line also needs its alone time. So super important. Additionally to that, this person has 3 channels in the individual circuitry, guys. This also means they need a lot of alone time. I can see why this person is better in the behind the scenes than in the peopling plays. Yes, she is a generator, but with this profile, with the individual energy, can you please just take a moment, if you're watching, to look at that lit up emotional solar plexus? It has 4 channels going into it. This is crazy. She has the individual stream, and she has like the root of all emotional streams, which is the 59-6. That is known as the root of the emotional stream. This is a lot of emotional definition. So I would be super curious to see how she's going through her emotional waves. If this is confusing to her, if this is clear to her, how to make decisions. And Wow, because that's a lot. And because she has both streams, and so she has tribal and individual energy going into the emotional solar plexus, which creates these. In the individual wave, she can be mellow, but then she dips into melancholy, but she then goes back to mellow, and then she goes up into the clouds, into the I feel so high. But with the tribal addition to that, it goes up and down, and it's like a slow and steady uphill battle. So especially when it comes to people that are close to her, just imagine a bucket, and you are a friend, family member, even a coworker that works with her regularly. And you put one drop at a time into that bucket. At some point, she will explode because the bucket is full. So the tribal wave has this slow and steady uprise, and you can put a lot onto her, but at some point she will explode. And this often with such an individual touch is actually very important. I'm not suggesting to go around touching coworkers, but as a friend or family member, this is something that is very, very important for that individual, but this individual may not even know and understand when she's going to explode through that touch, or when she's going to just feel a sense of relief. So those are two things that can happen with emotional beings. Very interesting case study for the emotional solar plexus.
What's interesting is that I feel like this person comes into work pretty even keeled. Like sometimes she'll be like, whoa, I just ran here. Like, whoa, that was a lot. But once in the work environment, pretty even keeled. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is because she's tribal. She's not collective, and she's individual as well. So as I said, it's more about close friends and family. When once coworkers become friends and family, this is also potentially a challenge, because she is someone that will react and respond emotionally towards friends and family more. But she also has these individual wave moments where she just needs to be by herself, needs to just sit with that melancholy, not try to explain it, not try to understand why she's feeling like that, just sit with it. And then she can rise from there.
Okay, so we'll go pretty quick through back of house. Let's go with M. M and S are like two peas in a pod. The vibe that they bring together, if you recall, S is the head chef. So M is a 5-1 sacral manifesting generator. Homeboy is like a little Energizer bunny that can just go, 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 go. He refers to himself as like a train that just doesn't stop. And yeah, straight up. So as far as the Wa energy goes, he has the gate 45, gate 14, as well as gate 6. It brings all of the energy. So again, this is helping me understand 5 lines a bit more. And this person also has the same incarnation cross as I do, so the left ankle cross of confrontation. I did not make any of these back of house hires, and I think that that's really important to note. However, he's an amazing addition to the team. Sorry, S chose so wisely in this, and I think just really trusted his own intuition about hiring M, because he didn't even see him make a pizza. He's like, dude, you're hired. But also, dude's been making pizzas for like 15 plus years. So, hopefully there's a little bit more to that. But yeah, just brings so much leadership energy. And I think that's very interesting because his G center is wide open. There's no direction, right? Like coming from him directly, but there's leadership in that 5 line. And I think that's what really comes through. It's very interesting. Yeah, what are your thoughts and feelings on this? There's also so much energy coming out of the spleen. All of the energy from the spleen.
That's true. And coming from the root as well into the spleen. So a lot of pressure, yes, a lot of power, a lot of energy. The 3420 is crazy. It's the pure manifesting generator, directly from the sacral, poof, into the throat. And it's the energy and the drive in the now. So those people really have a lot of energy. They're really known to be go, go, go and not stop. Even those have to stop at some point though, okay? Just don't get me wrong. Even you, if you have that channel, need breaks. But he is also a single definition. So he's fine whether he's in a team or not. He can also do his own thing, actually. But yes, he does have an open G center. So from that perspective, he does benefit from someone having a direction. He's also a left angle cross of confrontation. Left angle crosses do need other people to navigate their life. So that's also a very important aspect. So as you can see, when you're just looking at one element, like, okay, he's a single definition, he can do everything by himself. Not entirely accurate. He still needs other people. If you're looking at other aspects in that design, he does have a few gates in, well, 2 gates in the Penta, and he does have a few gates in the OC16 or the WA, 3 to be precise. So I would say he's an individual that may work here or there, but he's probably not going to feel as recognized in the Penta or in the WA. So that's again tilting him more towards the working for himself aspect. What I would say for someone like that is it's a mix. So you can work in different kinds of atmospheres, but you need it's not going to be long term, most likely. So that's why it is good to have a mix for this person where they can do their own thing. And making pizza is a very alone kind of job, usually. I mean, he is independent, doing his thing. The large group is going to come into place from time to time. The small group is going to come into play from time to time, as in the kitchen environment. But it's a good mix for him. I think it's a good mix. Doing his own thing, but also at the same time being part of the larger group and being part of a smaller group.
All right, let's go to K. This person's birth time is not accurate. However, based off of the knowledge that I have, this person is a 3-5 emotional generator. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into this because I don't know how accurate this is, but I did all of the birth times. Like, I did a pretty good split for the day, and every time it comes up as a generator, the definition, right, like the triple split changes, the profile changes. So I don't want to go too much into it, but this dude, just being a generator, is a workhorse and really works well alone, truthfully. Really works well in an environment like making pasta versus making pizza with 1 or 2 other people, and just has that station on lock. Same with D. We're just going to go to that one really quick because, again, I don't have an accurate birth time. I did the same split, if you will, same like timing split with all of these. So D comes up as a 5-1 sacral generator. And again, unsure of the accuracy on this, but same thing. Dude works so well on his own and just has that station on lock and is super quick about it. So yeah, I really can't speak too much to both of these in depth because I don't know the accuracy and I don't truly know what energy they bring to the team, but it's really interesting seeing all of this come together.
I find it fascinating. And if we would have the program to analyze the whole team dynamic, that would be fantastic. I would love to do that. But I think as an overview, you can see how you can already use human design in certain ways to build teams. This is not the ultimate go-to, okay? You do need BG5, you do need OC16 depending on how large your team is. If you go to a large corporation, you will still need the Penta energy. You will still need to understand that because it is part of the larger group. That being said, I think this was a very interesting episode. Just to see a real life example of this, how it plays out, how Celestina managed to create the team that flows well together.
Guys, I think this also just comes with the caveat of, right, like there's so many more facets you can look at with this. And this is, we kind of low-key scratched the surface without having the technology to be able to do so. So hopefully this was still insightful.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time, hopefully.
Hopefully. Hope motivation, not guilt motivation. What is happening here?
I have guilt motivation. That's true.
As do I.
Fair enough. See you next time.
I'm gonna guilt you guys. Yeah, see you next time. Guilt motivation.
That's not how it works.
That's not what it means. Not at all what it means.
Please don't do that. But yeah, see you next time if you would like to.
Oh my God. Guys, we're going to see you next time. Love you. Bye.
I feel like this is way too long. So let's just, no, you don't feel like that?
I think we should. That was an aggressively long episode.
Oh my God. Halfway through I was like, oh my God, can we just split this? So now we're going to do this in post. So.
No, dude, we both have a fucking defined ass ego and we're like, we're just gonna do it. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be okay. We're dying. I'm sweating like crazy. It's so hot in here.
Dude, my butt cheeks are so warm.
We're still recording. Your pale butt cheeks.
I'll put this in the bloopers. It'll be great. My pale ass butt cheeks.
Okay, cool.
I'll let you intro this one because I
Post-recording?
introed the last one. Yeah.
Wait, we're outroing one, and then we're introing.
Yes. Where should we split it?
I don't know. I don't know. The middle.
Okay, maybe just start with, okay, and this is a really good place to wrap it up right now. Maybe just start it with that. And then we'll figure out where to put it.
Perfect. That's perfect. Okay, cool. Wait. The intro. Now the intro.
I just markered, bro. I just
cool.
markered it. Why are you yelling?
I was like, oh my God, is she going for the stop?
I also really have to pee because I drank a liter of water before this, so if we can...
And I don't have any more water. I've been looking for more water. So, yeah, okay, cool. Let's do this.
Me. Got it.
Yeah, you.
So good.
That's not gonna work. Oh my God.
So good. Okay, outro. I can't. Do you have to go peeps? Okay.
Ow.
Okay.
Mic drop. Okay, cool. You go pee, she go poop. I go.
No, we need
open
another
a window.
outro.
No, we did the outro.
We need an... That was for the second one?
No, we did.
No, we did an outro for the...
No, we did the outro for... We did the outro. We stopped the first full thing, so you can just...
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Thank God we started early. Oh my God. Just imagine.